It's Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. Before I start this video today, I want to thank everybody for coming over to my Patreon channel. I just released a new video yesterday, so if you're not a member, please come over to my Patreon channel. I have more freedom to discuss topics that I am not allowed to discuss here. If you're having a hard time finding my Patreon channel, link down below in the description box, my website, jeremiahbabe.com. Click on that link, it'll take you to my website. There you will see a Patreon link. Click on it, it'll take you right to my Patreon channel, and you can join up for $3. I'm making 2 videos a week. I'm getting the word out. I'm trying to wake up people. I'm talking about things that I cannot talk about here. So please support the channel. Head over to Patreon. Look at it as a tithe, a donation, support to continue waking people up, getting people prepared. Remember, I couldn't do this without your help, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to do this, for helping me to wake people up, and for your help, because you're the ones who have woken up more people. I'm putting the videos out, but because of your help, your donations, your comments, your prayers, you guys have woken up a lot of people, and I believe we have a duty as Americans to keep doing this. Not quitting, not giving up. Yes, most people aren't going to listen, but you know what? A lot of people have. They've woken up. They've written me directly, thanking me, thanking all of you guys. You guys are a blessing, and the wealth of knowledge in those comments, you have no idea how many people are reading that and listening, watching, and waking up. So thanks to every one of you for being involved, because you are saving lives. Thank you. So let's get right into it today. Dow Jones down 85. We saw a pretty good pullback on gold and silver and cryptos. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people out there are probably panicking because gold's under 2,000, silver's under 27. What I did today was I bought more, 100%. To me, this is opportunity. When I see a pullback, I think that you have to capitalize and you have to go in and buy more, because these prices are so cheap, in my opinion. And I'm not giving financial advice, as you know, but when I see gold under 2,000 and I see silver under 27, look, you do not need to be a rocket scientist to see where this is all going. Here's an article that just came out today on CNBC. Nearly 40% of cash-strapped Americans can't last a month on savings. You know, I've made these videos for a few years now, and the reason I've made these videos is because I wanted to wake people up so that they did not become victims like these Americans right here, so that people watching this video or these videos didn't end up like these people. These people right here in this article on CNBC, they're done. It's too late. They cannot prepare now. They are going to be taken by this economic collapse, period. This isn't doom and gloom. This is real life. This is reality. When you don't prepare for a rainy day, when you do not prepare for an economic downturn, you lose. And these people are going to lose. And this is why I feel like I've had a duty to get this message out over the last few years, to wake up as many people as possible. And thanks to all of you, because I couldn't wake people up without you. You guys have really been the ones to wake everybody up. Those comments are a wealth of knowledge. You talk about thinking outside of the box. Because of you guys, I mean, you make me think. You make my family members think, my friends think. I mean, it's incredible. But when you read an article like that, that's why I went and bought more precious metals today. Because I do not want to end up like one of these people. No savings, no cash, no assets, many with no skill set. These people are going to drown in a sea of debt, a sea of uncertainty. These people are done. And I'm sorry to say that. And I don't want anybody watching this video today to end up like these people. And that's why I make these videos. Here's another one, USA Today. 920,000 workers likely filed unemployment claims. We're going to get those numbers tomorrow. So it will be close to 1 million, probably between 875 to 950,000, somewhere in that vicinity. Those will be the jobless claim numbers that we're going to get tomorrow morning. It's going to be ugly. And of course, the media will tell us that it's not that bad, that it's actually good news, because now we're losing under 1 million jobs a week. So this will be about 22 weeks now where we've lost nearly over a million jobs a week. Last week was the first week that in 21 weeks, last week was the first week we lost under a million. Tomorrow we'll probably lose under a million. So 22 weeks with tens of millions of people jobless. Washington Standard, housing crash 2.0. Mortgage delinquencies have never risen this fast in history. And I've asked people to explain to me all this builder optimism that we've been reading about. And when I watch these financial shows in the morning, and these business shows, all this builder optimism, I don't know where the optimism is coming from when half the country is out of work. But when you read this article, the delinquency rate for mortgage loans on 1 to 4 unit residential properties increased to a seasonally adjusted rate of 8.22% of all loans outstanding at the end of the second quarter of 2020. The delinquency rate on FHA loans rose to 15.7% in the second quarter. That is up 60% from about 9.7% in the previous 3 months. Yet builder optimism. We're being told by the television, all these people wearing suits, all these analysts, all these experts telling us about all this optimism in home building, the optimism in the economy, the V-shaped recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, they are lying. They're either lying or they're that dumb. But I think they're lying. The devastation of the middle class. It now takes, this is on The Hedge today, it now takes 53 weeks of median wages every year to pay for basic needs. Yes, I said 53 weeks. It's more than a year, right? Back, and listen to this statistic right here. This should tell you where we're at and why you better be preparing accordingly. Back in 1985, it took 30 weeks at the median wage to pay for big fixed costs like housing, healthcare, a car, education, etc. Now, it takes 53 weeks of a 52-week year to pay for the same items. But the stock market's booming. We're going to have a V-shaped recovery, so everything is okay, right? That's what they're telling us. So while people tell you how great the markets are doing, just remember, the average American standard of living right now is crashing. It is 100% crashing. I was out today in a pretty affluent area, and I could not believe the amount of vacancies. I'll be doing another video. I want to get back out into some locations, but it's been so hot. It's 116 today. It's very humid, so it's just so unbearable. But I want to get back out on location, show you guys what's going on. We're going to get out to some of these luxury shopping areas again, maybe get back out to Vegas, see what's going on there, get back out to Slab City, get some water and get some food out to the homeless. Thanks to your guys' help, the ties, the donations, we're going to put it to good use. We're going to make sure that, you know, these people who have just been suffering in this heat, the pets, the dogs out in these areas that suffer in this heat, guys, listen, if you even have a meal today and you can drink some cold water, you are absolutely 100% blessed. There are people all over here in the desert wandering around, dogs unfed in the heat. It's brutal. And so as soon as it cools down a little bit, we're going to get out there. We're going to make sure we get some clothes, some food, and some water to these people and help them out the best that we can. Another article on CNBC today, 42 states aren't yet approved for the extra $300 a week in unemployment insurance. And in this picture, there's an individual here with a sign, laid off 10 weeks, unemployment zero. You probably can't see that, but 10 weeks, haven't even gotten an unemployment check. And this is on CNBC. And just for everybody out there, just for any of the trolls who think that I just continually repeat myself, every article I'm reading to you right now was written in the last 24 hours. So all this is fresh. It's brand new news coming from, major media outlets. This one on CNBC. So again, 42 states aren't yet approved for the $300 a week unemployment insurance. What are these people going to do? The clock is ticking. People are falling farther and farther behind in the rents. The moratoriums are ending or have ended. LA County evicting thousands of people. It's going to be absolutely crazy times here in America. And yes, we are going to see the already homeless epidemic become an epidemic on steroids. CNBC. Here's another article today on CNBC. More than 1 in 5 Americans saved at least $1,000 during the shutdown. Survey finds. It's almost like, wow, isn't this great? People are actually saving money. So 20% of Americans actually saved up at least a whole $1,000. Ask yourself what $1,000 is today. I mean, this isn't even going to pay anybody's rent. But it's like, wow, look, people saved up, 20% of the country saved up $1,000. Wow, isn't that incredible? This just tells you, again, it's just reiterating what I'm saying. It's reinforcing what you and I believe in. This is why we've been preparing for quite a while now. 1 in 5 Americans saved up at least $1,000. $1,000, wow. And that's supposed to be incredibly good news according to CNBC. Wow. Here's a really concerning article right here in The Hedge. This is really frightening. 250,000 Las Vegans face eviction next month. That's on The Hedge. Google that. I want every one of you to Google that if you haven't already read about that or seen a video on it. Absolutely horrifying. 10% of the Clark County population are at risk of eviction in September. Wow. Vegas is going to have to shrink now in order to survive. And the question is, what is going to happen to the casualties? Because Vegas is going to shrink. I reported a few videos ago just looking at the room rates of many of the very popular casinos, 50, 70% off. Isn't it amazing? Now they're not charging you for parking. It was only a year ago when, you know, they want you to pay resort fees and charge you for parking. Now they're going to pay you to park at some point because they're so desperate to get people back out there. But again, this is why I'm making these videos to warn you. And I've been doing this for years because I don't want you to become one of these people, evicted, homeless, broke, no money, no assets, no skill set. No direction. You know, this is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen, right now. And I know the sun's out and people are out driving around and everything seems fine. There are people now that are not sleeping at night, people with massive anxiety, people who are getting physically ill, people who are taking their own lives, people who are becoming addicted to drugs, people who are getting divorces because of what is happening. This is going to be, in my opinion, one of the darkest times, if not the darkest time in American history. It is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another article, Apartment Boom and Bust, where it's happening and not. This is very interesting. Apartment building, the construction of apartment buildings is down 12% in 2020. 13 of the top 20 metro groups are in decline. What's interesting is if you look at San Jose, California, they are up with apartment building 100%. That's pretty incredible. Boston's up 30%. But when you look at apartment building in other areas, and I don't have all of the cities here, but I pulled a handful of them out for you. San Francisco down 11%. New York down 18%, Chicago down 26%, Dallas-Fort Worth down 29%, Los Angeles down 30%, and Miami, Florida down 53%. U.S. debt clock. If you guys ever get a chance, pull up the usdebtclock.org, check it out. This thing is amazing. You could spend an hour easily just going through the numbers of this clock. But when I looked at the U.S. debt clock today, this is what convinced me that I need to be buying more metals. So I went to SD Bullion today, link down below. Also, people ask me where I buy from literally every day. I buy from SD Bullion. I don't care if you go to the pawn shop, some jewelry store, some coin shop, if you order from some other coin retailer online, buy it wherever you got to buy it from. But I believe, in my humble opinion, that these things are on sale, especially today after the pullback. And when you look at the U.S. debt clock and when you listen to what I'm telling you today, I think it makes a lot of sense that we need to be buying gold. We need to be buying silver. So SD Bullion, link down below. I bought more today. There's just so many things on this clock that I find interesting. It gives you the median income today of an American. It's $34,000. The median income in 2000 was $30.7 thousand. So it's only up less than $5,000 in 20 years. I thought that was really fascinating. U.S. unfunded liabilities, $154 trillion. Did you buy gold today? Did you buy silver? When you look at these numbers, I think you better be protecting yourself with some real assets. 12 million job manufacturers, 12 million manufactured jobs right now in America. 17 million in 2000. So there's 5 million missing manufacturing jobs in the last 20 years. So where's all this manufacturing that we've been hearing about? Where is it? Food stamp recipients, 44 million as of today. This is why I'm buying gold. This is why I'm buying silver. Medium new home, $322,000 today. The medium new home in 2000, $166,000. But there's no inflation, right? It's not that the cost of the home is going up. It's not that the cost of an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver is going up. It's just that the purchasing power, the buying power of your dollar is going down. And this is why I believe it's imperative that right now you're protecting yourself with the two most undervalued assets on planet Earth, and that is gold and silver. So that pullback today is an opportunity. I think $2,000 is a breaking point for an ounce of gold for a lot of people. It's under $2,000 now, even though you're going to be paying over $2,000 for a physical ounce. You're going to be paying close to $30 for a physical ounce of silver today. Look, there's a difference between the paper and there's a difference between the physical. But let's talk about the Federal Reserve minutes today. Economy. This is what the Fed said. The economy is in trouble. They downgraded their economic forecast moving forward. The Fed is going to buy more debt. We're going to be flooded with more debt here in America, and this is why I'm protecting myself with more gold and more silver. The writing is on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. You must be protecting yourself, and I'm talking financially, not physically with security, food and water and all that. Right now, today, I'm talking about financially. And so when I see the message that the Fed gave us today, the writing is on the wall. It pushed the dollar up, it pushed metals down. That's a great opportunity. Take some of that monopoly money and buy yourself some precious metals. These sales are not going to last. At some point, the hedge funds and all these institutional investors, or all this institutional money, the smart money, the billionaires, they're going to come in to these markets, and the average American is going to be priced out. So I want to be very clear with everybody out there. I don't make these videos for people to like me. I don't make these videos to be popular. I don't make these videos to make people feel good. I'm not making videos to try to sell you anything. I make these videos because I love this country and I care about the people of this country, and I love God, and I believe that I would be doing a disservice to God and this country if I wasn't waking people up, if I wasn't giving you a message, if I wasn't giving you reality and the facts and telling you what is coming. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a mind reader, but I can see what is happening to my country right now. It is clear as day, just like many of you can see what is going on. This collapse is here. The collapse of this society, the collapse of this economy, the collapse spiritually. It is all collapsing at one time. This is the perfect storm. And I'm here to wake people up, to reinforce a message that many of you already know. But I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. You're not fighting this fight by yourself. There's people like me, and there's millions of people like me who think just like you. You are not alone. We are all in this together, and we are not going to let this country fail. And we're going to do whatever we humanly possibly can do to continue to wake up more people so that they are not going to be victims like the victims that we're talking about in this video. I want to close with this. Jim Rogers. I was watching Kitco this morning, and I was watching the great Jim Rogers one of the best investors that ever walked planet Earth. This guy has a net worth of over $300 million. So yeah, I know there's trolls out there that just think that they're smarter than everybody. They know the future. They look at gold and silver as barbarous relics. You know, they're trying to make this fast money. But let me tell you, if you want to make fast money in the stock market, you better bet real big to win big, because with the price right now of these stocks, this overvalued giant bubble, you need to be gambling a lot of money to be making money in this stock market. But I took down some notes on the interview on Kitco. The next market crash will be the worst economic downturn of my lifetime, says Jim Rogers. Remember, this is one of the greatest investors of all time. He says, we were the biggest debtor nation 6 months ago. Since then, we have borrowed trillions more and printed trillions more. We were looking for an easy way to solve the problem. And the answer to that is give me more free money. Isn't that interesting? The government wants more free money, and so many Americans want more free money. And this is why we are here where we're at today, because of all this free money. The party is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. The music's going to stop, and there are not too many exits. And people are going to be tripping over one another to those exits. And many of them are going to get stomped to death getting to those exits. The debt is going to leave us with very big problems. The printing press is running 24 hours a day. Maybe this time it's different. Maybe this time it's different. And Jim laughs. But he says it's not different this time. The US dollar is a safe haven for the moment. Printing money in the short term may work, but in the long term, it will fail. Gold and silver may be a barbarous relic, but I'm going to own it. So it was interesting because Jim says that he hadn't bought gold or silver for years, and then in the summer of 2019, he became a buyer again. And he had said in many interviews that he has acquired a lot of gold and silver over the decades, but for many years he sat on the sidelines. He's back in. Why the rush to metals? When you print and borrow money, we know this leads to big problems. We may see precious metals become a bubble. They will go much higher. Jim closes the interview by saying, to be a really good investor, you don't buy things at the top. You don't buy things in the bubble like so many people are doing right now in these markets. You buy things that are hated. You buy things that are ignored. You buy things that are on sale. That's gold and that's silver. I'm going to leave it there today. I hope every one of you is staying safe. I hope everybody's praying for this country. Again, we are blessed to be here. And if you had a meal today, if you had a cold glass of water, you are so blessed, because I see so many people wandering the streets of America. I see so many people wandering my streets right here in the Coachella Valley in Southern California, 115, 116 degrees today. We are so blessed. Make sure that you get on your hands and knees tonight and thank God for having that glass of water, having that meal today, for having a roof over your head. And look, challenging times are here, and it's going to get much more challenging. And many of us may have to make some very serious decisions. Many of us are going to be evicted. Many of us will default on mortgages. Many of us are going to have to move back home. We're going to have to move in with friends, relatives, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, whatever the case may be. But you know what? Swallow your pride. And thank God you have a friend or a family member to fall back on to move in with. Even if you're sleeping on a couch, thank God you got a couch and a roof over your head. Listen, the living standards and the quality of living in America is about to change. Many people are going to be shell-shocked with what is coming and how their life is about to change. Many people's lives are already changing right now, but so many people are going to be taken by surprise. They have no idea what is happening. There's still people on social media showing us what they, the fancy steak dinner and the glass of champagne, or their new watch, or their new $400 Nikes, or their new leased BMW. They're still floating around out there. These people are going to be in for the shock of their life, because America is changing, and the standard of living for millions of people is about to change. It's not going to change for the better, but this may be the wake-up call and the reckoning that America needs to get back on track, so that we can have a real country here, with a society and a population that isn't buying things with money they don't have. We need to get back to responsibility, economic, fiscal responsibility, and stop buying things with money that we don't have on credit cards and accumulating all this debt. Debt is the killer here, ladies and gentlemen. If you have some and you have the ability to pay it off right now, get it paid off. So get the debt paid off, get yourself some security, get yourself some food and water, get yourself some precious metals, cover yourself completely across the board here. You cannot be one-dimensional. Oh, I have all this food, I'm going to be fine. Somebody will take it from you. Oh, I have all this metal, I'll be fine. Somebody will take it from you. Security, security, security. God bless every one of you. Have a great week. Stay safe. Keep preparing. Keep praying. Talk to you soon.